All right, everybody, happy Thursday, and welcome to today's class, the theme of which is extension. And this came to me as a theme because I've realized through the class last night, partly on restoration, and also just watching myself on video, that I've been cheating myself out of a bit of extension. So cleaving the muscle to bone and really reaching. And part of that has been because my interest has been in hugging muscles in and getting strong and grounded and teaching a lot of foundation to you guys. And that's really what happens in yoga practice is you focus on one area and become better and improve. And that improvement allows you to see other areas in which you can now turn your focus and in turn improve upon. So we're going to work with some extension today and getting space into our joints and really building up our synovial fluid, which is the fluid in your joints. And a little bit of nerd knowledge on the front end. Synovial fluid is a non-Newtonian fluid, which means the more you work with it, the firmer it gets. And that fluid can cushion your joints and protect your cartilage. And if you have arthritis or are starting to develop arthritis, it can help to alleviate some of those symptoms. And while I have to make the disclaimer that I'm not a medical professional, I'm not a doctor, I'm just a yoga teacher, a lot of yoga can really help to build that up. And so let's kick into it. And we will start today in child's pose with your toes together and knees apart at the back of your mat. Sink your hips down, move them back and forth, start to get that synovial fluid working. And then walk your hands forward and extend flat on the mat in front of you. Spread your fingers wide, spread your toes wide, and start to deepen your breath. Open your eyes if you closed them when I said deepen your breath. Wiggle your jaw back and forth. Roll your forehead back and forth on the mat a bit. And just land here at the start of practice. Start your timer if you're teaching and let the world melt away. Press your fingertips down and forward so much that your elbows lift up off your mat and your shoulder blades slide down, propelling your hips closer to your heels. And then your next inhale, lift up to downward facing dog. Bring the pit of your belly in and up and bring your front ribs together to lift your whole body higher towards the ceiling. Use your breath to find ways you can move in your down dog without actually rocking back and forth too much. Find movement in this static pose by expanding with your inhales and hugging your muscle to bone with your exhales. Lengthen the space in your joints by breathing air into those joints and imagining them spreading farther apart and your body growing longer. Inhale and look forward between your hands. And exhale, walk to the top of your mat. And hang in a ragdoll, capturing your opposite elbows with the other hand. And press down through the four corners of your feet and lift and spread your toes to straighten out your legs. And create a big old stretch in the back of your hamstrings. And drop the crown of your head closer to the ground. If that's rough on your low back, bring a bend to your knees until that pressure eases. We don't want to create excess stress and strain, especially when we're trying to be gentle to our joints today. Release your hands and heel toe your feet together. And inhale, roll all the way up to standing. And reach up, bring your hands high overhead. Raise the front of your pelvis up and hug your lower ribs in to create length in your side bodies. And reach up, wiggle your fingers, make sure they're active. Wiggle your toes. Press down through your heels and reach up farther. And grab your right wrist with your left hand. With an inhale, reach up. And an exhale, hug in your abs. And pull your right hand over to the left. Turning to look up underneath your right armpit. Inhale and press into your left foot and breathe into the opening on the right side of your body. Release and come to center. Reach up. And then grab your left wrist with your right hand. Inhale to reach up and exhale to hug your abs in and bend over to the right. Press through your right foot as you lift up in your left side body and breathe into the extension created there. Release, extend up, look up, and exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Put your gaze on your fingers as they meet in front of you. And inhale for your Om. Inhale, reach up, look up, grow long, and exhale, hands to heart center. Fold all the way down. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, hug in and stay. Inhale to extend your ribs away from your hips. And exhale to fold forward. Inhale, one more halfway lift. And exhale, plant your hands and step back into your high plank. Wiggle your toes back until your heels stack above your toe ball mounds. And spread your toes so you can press down into the mat, growing light as you hug your front ribs together. Inhale, rock forward, bringing your gaze in front of your mat. And exhale, lower halfway down, hugging your elbows in to graze your sides. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. We'll flow our Sunday pattern, one breath per movement. Inhale, look forward between your hands. And exhale, step or jump. Inhale to halfway lift, bringing those ribs forward. And exhale to fold. Inhale, rise up. Bring the front of your pelvis up as you look up between your hands. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale as you step back, high plank to low plank. Come into up dog with your inhale and down dog with your exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale, rise up, pick yourself up with your abs. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, step or jump back, high plank to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale, rise up, look up, stretch up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. One final sun A. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose, reach up, find a small back bend. And exhale, melt down to your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, spread those toes wide. And exhale, high plank to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. And now we'll move into those sun Bs, the other half of the warm up. Inhale, look forward between your hands. Exhale to step or jump to your front of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift, pick your ribs up. And exhale to fold. And inhale your hands high and hips low into chair. And today I want you to really hug your abs in, bring those front ribs together, and reach up with your fingertips, extending out so your arms really come by your ears. And you can do that by reaching out through those fingertips, possibly at the expense of how low your hips go. And that's not what's important in this class. So try this on a little bit different part of a chair. And inhale your heart high. And exhale to hug in. Inhale to extend. And exhale to hug. One more final inhale, reach your toes away from your heels. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale to halfway lift, spine comes long. And exhale, step or jump back, high plank to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Right away, step forward with your right foot, plant your left foot down. And inhale up into your warrior one. Exhale to hug in. Inhale to pick your abs up. Reach up so high with your fingers you can feel your lats lift on your back. And then exhale, hands to the mat. Flow high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward, right heel plants down. Inhale up to warrior one. Exhale to hug. Inhale, lift your ribs up, lift those lats up. Extend your fingers, maybe even wiggle them. And then exhale your hands to the mat. Flow high to low. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, hips high, down dog. Vinyasa flow, sun Bs, one breath per movement. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale, hips low, arms high, reach through your fingertips for chair. And exhale, hug in and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back, high to low plank. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. With an inhale, come into warrior one, reach up, grow light. And exhale, hands to the mat, high to low. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Left foot steps forward. Inhale to rise, reach up. And exhale, hands to the mat, high to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog, peel your chest open. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale to step or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale up into chair pose, reach long. Exhale, melt over your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step or jump back, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward, inhale up into warrior one, reach up, look up. And exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward, root to rise, lift up through your side bodies. And exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. We'll do 2 more of those sun bees. So inhale, look forward your hands. Exhale, step or jump to meet the front of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale to fold forward. Spread your toes as you come up into chair. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale to halfway lift, extend those ribs. And exhale, step or jump back, high plank to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward, inhale to come up, reach up, look up. And exhale, melt to your mat, high to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward, scoop the front of your pelvis up to reach long. And exhale your hands to the mat. High plank to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Last one, guys. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale, hips low, hands high, stretch in that chair. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, step or jump back, high plank to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward, root to rise. Inhale up to your warrior one. And exhale your hands to the mat. Flow high to low. Inhale to upward facing dog. Press the tops of your feet down. Exhale to down dog. Left foot steps forward. Inhale as you come up. Strong root to rise. Exhale your hands to the mat. Chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Take a big breath in through your nose. And breathe something out with your exhale through your mouth. One more big clearing breath like that. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And now seal your lips and resume your Ujjayi breath. Lift your right heel high. Cleave your quadricep onto your bone so you can use your hamstring to lift it even higher. Then exhale, step it between your hands and come up into a crescent lunge. Wiggle your back toes back so you're really pressing through those toe ball mounds and stacking your heel over your toes. From that motion, bring your belly in and reach up through your fingertips. Bring your hands to heart center and twist over to the right. Inhale to extend and exhale to twist. And then inhale to extend and exhale to twist. And then bring your back knee down, keeping your toes flexed. Inhale, extend here without the pressure of having to keep your balance. And exhale to twist, picking your heart up above your hands. Really look over your shoulder and get the feeling for the extension in this position, making your spine long by bringing your front of your pelvis up and bringing your tailbone toward the ground. And then pick your back knee up. Come back into a twisted crescent. Inhale, come to center. And exhale, open up to warrior two. Same deal here. Pick the front of your pelvis up and extend your tailbone down to reach out through both of your hands and both of your feet. Imagine hugging your biceps and your triceps onto the bone so that you can shoot your hands forward and pull your elbows apart. And then do the same thing with your legs. Hug your quadriceps and hamstrings onto the bone so you can send your right shin forward toward the wall in front of you. Then flip your right hand over and inhale, go up and back. Reverse warrior, lift out of your pelvis. And exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reach through your middle finger, our favorite little bird on your left hand. And exhale, press through your left heel to grow long in your left side body. Roll your right shoulder into your spine to grow long through your right side body so you can turn and look up at the ceiling. Option to take the bind here. Half bind and whole bind. And even step your left foot in, firm your abs up and pressing down through the four corners of your left foot. Start to rise up into bird of paradise. Woo! Which may be a little Goonies, happy Disney bird, but you get it. So hug in and reach up from your Mula Bandha. Woo! And potentially come back to your extended side angle, or even try again, maybe when you're not talking. And then release your birds. Go ahead and come down and step back into an extended side angle for just a breath here. And then inhale, come back up to your warrior two. And exhale, cartwheel down. High plank to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. Spread those collarbones wide. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high. Squeeze that quadriceps. You can use your hammy to lift that leg up. Then exhale, step between your hands and rise up with an inhale into your crescent lunge. Wiggle that right foot back so your heel stacks over those toe ball mounds. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center and twist to the left. Inhale to extend. Exhale to twist. And inhale to extend. Exhale to twist. Then bring that back knee down. So you can really focus on making the back of your neck long and pressing into your hands to turn your chest up to the ceiling. Hug those front ribs in to spiral your right ribs under so you can look over your shoulder. Then pick your back knee up and come back to center. Reach up and exhale, open up to warrior two. Just like we did on the other side, although it may not feel the same. Press down through your right heel. So you can send that left shin forward and extend so long through your fingertips. You can feel air in your elbows, creating all of that space, which actually gives you shoulder integration. Then flip your left palm, go up and back, look up, and exhale into extended side angle. Reach that little burr on your right finger so far forward that there's one long line of stretch between that and your right heel. Then turn your left ribs under and bring your shoulder blade to your back so you can extend through your left side body as well. And also option here to take the bind or to move into your birds on the left side. Woo. Takes a little bit of concentration. And we might not have this side today. Or we can jump onto a trampoline. Anyways, come back down to your extended side angle on the left, everyone. And we'll meet there. And release the bind if you have it. Come back to extended side. And inhale back up to your warrior two, stretch long. And exhale, cartwheel down. High plank to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale and press through your hands to extend your side bodies long. And exhale to sink your heels closer to the earth, opening that stretch on the entire back of your legs. Inhale, look forward between your hands. And exhale to step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift, pick those ribs up off of your hip bones. And exhale to fold. Inhale your hands high, hips low, come into your chair pose. Really reach through your fingertips and concentrate on engaging your abs here. Hug those abs in. Chair is one of those poses that challenges almost every muscle in the body, and therefore is also really challenging for the mind. Part of our extension here, as you might have guessed because this is yoga, is also in our brains, and we can do a lot more than we think we can. Well, that statistic about 10% of your brain, 90%, whatever, you know, that thing, it's pretty much horseshit, but we can do a lot more than we think we can. So bring your hands to heart center and twist to the right. Inhale, extend the crown of your head long and send your hip bones long behind you. And exhale, bring the left side of your body under and forward to look up over your right shoulder. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale to hug and stay, and play with this push and pull for the next few breaths here. Release and come to center. And exhale, bring your hands way in front of you. Now grab the backs of your legs, sit all the way down, and rock and roll 3 times. 2. And on your third one, come back up into your chair pose. Little motion challenge. Then inhale, look up, reach up, and exhale, forward fold over your feet. Heel toe them apart, and grab your big toes with your peace sign fingers. Inhale to halfway lift. Bring your front ribs together and picking your back ribs up off your pelvis. And exhale, drop your head down and tuck your chin in a forward fold. These forward folds are designed to be sort of an active rest. And in order to get the maximum benefit of them, you find pieces of your leg to engage and pieces to relax to make the stretch work for the body you have on right now. You can do that by breathing. You can also do that by finding a spot on the wall behind you to look at and concentrate on in this pose. Setting your drishti provides a pivot point for you to work around. Release your fingers and heel toe your feet back together and plant your hands and bring your knees to the backs of your biceps and come into a quick crow. We won't be here for long, so come right in without thinking about it and make it good. Bring your gaze way forward. Bring your chest forward. That will help you to balance over your strong fingers, which are clawing into the mat. Engage your low abs to bring your tailbone way up. You can even straighten your arms for crane. Then plant your feet in forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, bring your chest forward. and exhale to fold. Inhale, back up into your chair pose, hugging your abs in, extending those fingers long, looking up, opening your heart. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center and twist open to the left. Press your hands together to provide a fulcrum for you to stretch your hips back, stretch the crown of your head forward, look up past your left shoulder. Hug those abs in to bring your heart higher than your hands. And exhale to stay. And play with that push-pull for the next few breaths here. And release, come to center. Reach your heart up. And exhale, forward fold. This time, take gorilla pose, sliding your upturned hands underneath your feet. Give your wrists a massage with your toes. Turn your feet out if you need a lower back release, which I actually do after that last chair there. Sometimes hugging my abs in gets my lower back a little too fired up. And I doubt that I'm the only person with some crossed nerve signals there. So give yourself what you need here. And then release your hands out from under your feet. Inhale up to chair. And exhale, sink down again. And rock and roll. And rock and roll. And on your third rock, come back up to your chair pose. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, extending your spine long. And exhale, step back, high plank to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog, a great counter stretch for all this chair work. Inhale into your hip flexors as you reach the crown of your head up. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward between your hands. Exhale to step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale to fold. With an inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Bring your hands high overhead. And then exhale, hug in. Inhale, raise your right knee up into your chest. And, if you're up for it, grab the outside of your foot. Otherwise, grab the outside of your knee. I'll give it a try. Hug in to lift up out of your hips. And exhale to open up to the side, looking over your left thumb. There are some people who can extend their whole leg in this pose. And that's something to work toward. And as always, you can grab your knee. And that works just fine for the purposes of this pose, which is to get you to lift up out of your hips and also work on setting your drishti somewhere that isn't right in front of you, that isn't completely obvious. And the wobbles and the bobbles are all part of the game here. And inhale, come back to center, reach up. And then exhale, hinge back into your airplane pose. Engage your quadricep and your hamstring to insert your hip bone into the socket. Reach out through those fingertips just like we were doing in crescent lunge. And in warrior two, to make your arms long and strong. And reach out and reach back. And then exhale, bring them down. Come into a standing split for just a second here. Cleave your hamstring and your quad onto the bone to reach that heel so high. And then exhale, bring it down, forward fold. With an inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Reach up, look up. And exhale, hug in. And prepare on your next inhale to lift your left knee up. Go for the foot capture, even if it didn't quite work on the other side, and try it out and open up to the right. Bring your gaze over your right thumb. And if it doesn't work, come back and correct and go for your knee. Hug your abs in to lift your weight up out of your hips so you can turn and bring your drishti over that right thumb, engaging the muscles on your back and squeezing your shoulder blades together to open up even farther. Inhale, come back to center, lift up, and exhale, kick back into airplane pose. Extend that leg by using your quad and your hamstring in coordination. So we have these muscles that work together and apart. One is called an agonist and the other is called the antagonist. And when you engage both of them, we get synergy. What synergy gives us access to is integration. When we have our joints integrated, we have strength and we're able to get flexibility and strength and build up that synovial fluid and prove ourselves against all those other ills. Bring your hands down and come into standing splits, lifting high, integrating that hip by squeezing our hamstring and our quad, and then exhale, forward fold. Split your feet and take a ragdoll with either toes in or toes out, depending on what your legs need and what your low back needs. Release your grip and heel toe your feet together. Inhale to halfway lift, stretch your ribs forward with a flat back, and exhale to fold and hug in. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing, bring your arms overhead, and exhale, bring your right hand down and come into dancer. Dancer is one of those special poses that offers both flexion and extension on either side of the body. We have our left hip flexing and our left arm extending. We have our right hip extending and our right knee flexing. So inhale to expand out and exhale to squeeze. Inhale, expand, breathe into that huge opening in your chest. Exhale to squeeze. Inhale, expand, and exhale, bring your right leg down and move right into your tree pose. Bringing your right leg to either the inside of your left thigh or the inside of your left calf. In yesterday's class, I couldn't get this one on the right side. And today it's accessible. What fun. Inhale, reach up and grow your branches. Extend your heart up to the ceiling and wiggle your fingers to make sure you're reaching up through those strong lats. And with your belly hugged in and up, maybe you can even start into a little baby back bend in this tree pose. Keep inhaling up and exhaling to hug. And then come up to center and bring your foot down and release. Inhale to reach up and exhale to forward fold. Split your feet and take one more ragdoll. If you had your toes in last time, maybe try them out. And if you had your toes out, maybe try them in. Your choice, guys. Another big old suggestion I have for you to try on is switching your grip from the one that immediately you go for. Changing up the brain like that is very useful in yoga and with other things. There's almost always a choice to be made. My family likes to say we're fun and funny. And the example my mother always gives is if you're waiting in line somewhere, you can always bring a book. You can always make it a little bit better so you don't just suffer. So release your elbows, heel toe your feet together. And with an inhale, rise all the way up. And prepare for dancer on the left. Capture your left ankle from the inside. Inhale to lift up and exhale to hug and kick. Inhale, lift your left heel toward the ceiling, and exhale, hug your muscles into the bone to stretch out and create that space by hugging in. Inhale to reach, and exhale to hug. Inhale, reach, exhale, hug. One more big extension out, and then release. And try not to set your left foot down as you come into tree. All of these fun transition challenges we can try to make ourselves stronger and bring a greater vinyasa or flow to our practice. In your tree pose here, hug your foot into your thigh and your thigh into your foot. And then inhale, lift your ribs up out of your pelvis as you grow your branches. Maybe wave in the wind a little. But inhale to lift up and exhale to hug. So you can bring a back bend in and start to look for the wall behind you. Working on creating the pose without having to have your drishti right in front of you. And inhale, come up and reach up, and exhale to release. Inhale, extended mountain pose, and exhale to forward fold. Place your hands on the ground and come into our second crow. Pressing your weight into your base knuckles and clawing the ground with your little fingertips so that you can reach your tailbone high. Hug your elbows in and even straighten your arms for crane pose. And then plant your feet in a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step or jump back, high to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog, and exhale to downward facing dog. A word about jumping back. If you are jumping back into your chaturanga, the goal is to land into low plank. That's accessible by hugging all of your shin and all your core in here. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, step your right foot by your right hand. And come on up into your warrior two. Stretch long, pressing to the knife blade edge of your left foot and extending your right shin toward the wall in front of you. Then straighten your leg as you go up and back. And exhale, reach forward. Make your spine so long as possible before you come down into triangle. Wiggle your feet a little bit farther apart to get that right foot on the ground. And tuck your chin to extend your spine long and send your hips back while protecting your neck and looking up at your left thumb. Inhale to lift up and exhale, fold forward over your right foot. Step your left in into the side for a pyramid pose. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale to drop the crown of your head and fold. Bring your belly in and up to send your hips even higher so you can deepen the fold in the front of your body. This will release your neck and open up more space in your hip joints and all along the back of your leg. And also a word on that, if you're hyperextending your right knee, bring a soft bend to it. That's how we stretch muscles and not tendons and ligaments and all the things that really keep you together. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, walk your hands all the way to the back of your mat. Walk your left foot forward. And come on up into a warrior two. Extend long through your fingertips. Press down to the edge of your right foot to send your left shin toward the wall in front of you. Then straighten your left leg as you inhale your left hand up and back. And exhale, reach as far forward as possible. Extend, extend, extend before coming into a triangle on the left side. Kick your abs up, bring those front ribs together to open up. There should be an opening, an external rotation in your left hip, an internal rotation in your right hip as you open your chest up. So much twisting in this pose. Lots of things to stretch here. You may discover that each time you come into triangle, there's a different part of your body that's getting worked. It's one of the reasons why I love this pose. Press down to your feet with an inhale, stand all the way up. Turn your toes in for your Prasarita. And take your little hands, clasp them behind your back. Hug the front of your pelvis up to raise your heart to the ceiling before you fold over with a flat back as far as you can go. Then drop that crown of the head down and let your knuckles fall over your head. And bend your elbows a little bit if you need to get more motion in your shoulders. And bend your knees softly so you can send your hips up higher to the ceiling before pressing back down through your feet to open up the stretch on the back of your legs. And release your hands. Walk them over to your left foot and step your right foot in into the side to take a pyramid. Inhale to hug in and halfway lift, and exhale to fold over your left leg. Bring your abs up and in so you can drop the crown of your head down and extend your tailbone higher toward the ceiling. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale, step back to your high plank and lower down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Stretch out through your spine and your heels. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then come to your belly. Take a belly shavasana here to focus your eyes on one point. Return to your breath and take a moment of relaxation where it's offered. And then bring your chin to center. Hug the front of your pelvis up and your low ribs in. Spread your toes and fingers wide as you lift up to locust pose. Engage your quads and your hamstrings to get daylight into your knees. Engage your biceps and triceps to get daylight into your elbows and reach up and look up. Work. And then exhale, release. Opposite ear to the mat. Second locust, inhale, come up. Reach out through all of your limbs. Reach your spine forward and reach your heart up. Be so big and expansive and long in this pose. And then bring your arms in front of you for a Superman. Reach long, wiggle your fingers and toes. And exhale, come down. Opposite ear to the mat. Take your ankles up and capture them in your hands. Tell your dog we're not exactly playing tennis ball right now, but we'll be with them later. And then inhale, kick up into bow. Kick your shins back toward the wall behind you to open your chest. And look up at the ceiling. Kick, kick and open, kick and open. That push and pull. And then release. Windshield wiper your legs back and forth to release your low back. And then put your hands below your ribs and press up into upward facing dog. Drag the heels of your hands back toward your hips to open up. And then exhale to downward facing dog. Bring your knees down and move onto your back for bridge pose. Place your heels underneath your knees and walk your shoulders and biceps underneath you. And then inhale up into bridge, tucking the front of your pelvis up and bring your lower ribs down. So you can breathe into all these back ribs that now have space here. And extend your shins toward the wall in front of you. And then exhale, come all the way down. We'll do one more bridge. Let's articulate up this time. So bring the front of your pelvis up so your low back seals toward the mat. And then by pushing your shins toward the wall in front of you, rise up one vertebrae at a time, keeping your low ribs knit inward, lifting your hips high, 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 and then exhale, release. Come all the way down the same way you came up. Now place your hands by your ears. Spread your fingers wide, get those grippies into the ground, and inhale, press up to wheel. We're gonna stay in this one for 5 breaths. If you have struggles, you can come down and then just come back up. We got 3 more breaths left from all that talking. And then come all the way down. Big inhale, big exhale through your mouth. Then seal your lips and inhale back up into bridge. Press those shins forward. Press your hands down to expand your chest. And then come all the way down. Inhale up into bridge. We've got, this is the second to last one. Press your shins forward to press your hips up. And exhale, come down. Whew. Get all set up again. Maybe roll your wrists out. Get ready for our last one. And then inhale, come all the way up. Exhale to hug in. Lift the front of your pelvis up and send your tailbone toward the backs of your knees. Inhale, press up. And exhale to release. Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of feet together. Right hand on your low belly and left hand on your heart. Work on getting that low back sealed to the ground in this pose. Tuck your chin to send the crown of your head long for the wall behind you. Now let your shoulders relax. And release your feet up. Take a little happy baby action. Rock side to side. Or stay static in this position and continue to get your flatten your tailbone to the ground. Work on that extension. And drop the pit of your belly low on an exhale. Seal up your Mula Bandha, your kegels and perineum and all that. And then breathe up into your chest, into your ribs as you extend your feet long toward the ceiling. Curl your toes back toward your shins. And keeping your low belly sealed in, press your legs out. Engage those quads and those hammies as you slowly bring them down to the ground. Breathe in and out, in and out. And then as they come to be 3 inches off the ground, bring your head, neck, and shoulders up and reach toward your heels with those fingertips. And reach your heels toward the wall like you're trying to stand on it. Hold here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then slowly, with control, bring your legs up by reaching them out and reaching them out and reaching them out. And bring your knees into your chest for a brief rest. So now you get where we're going here. You hug in with your exhales and extend out with your inhales. And that way you get all your muscles working so you're super straight and strong. So inhale, reach up, and exhale, we'll do 30 degrees this time. More familiar, right? Inhale, kick out. Exhale, lower another 30 degrees. Inhale to reach, and exhale to lower, just to hover off the ground. We'll still stay here in a static position. Hug in with your exhales. Inhale to expand, reach toward your toes, reach the crown of your head long. Exhale to hug in. Inhale to reach long, find all that daylight you didn't know existed. Exhale to hug. Inhale, more daylight. Exhale, hug. Then inhale your legs all the way up and bring them into your chest. Roll your low back out. And then rock and roll on up to your half pigeon. You know what? Let's do the left side first today. Let's even ourselves out. Flex your foot back toward your shin to protect your knee. Extend your right foot long and press to the top of that foot as you fold forward over your left shin. Walk your fingers farther forward and press down through your hands as we do in down dog. To spin your armpits down to the ground. You get that huge strengthening and lengthening on the sides of your body. Spread your toes wide on both feet. And press all the way up. Swing your right leg around. Flex your right foot in to protect your knee. Extend your left leg behind you, pressing into the ground with that foot as you fold over your right leg. Walk your fingers forward again, press down through your knuckles into the ground. And press on all the way up to a seat. Give your legs a little smackaroo on the ground, get your blood flowing in. Move your goods out from under your sit bones. And bring your abs in to reach high with your heart. Extend through your heels and exhale to fold over your legs. Grab your feet or the backs of your legs, wherever you can reach, to pull your chest forward. And then exhale to release your head down. Hug in to find more length in your forward fold. And release and roll all the way up. Then come to your knees and set up for frog pose. So bring your knees wide and turn your shins at a right angle to your knees and your feet at a right angle to your shins. That's how you protect everything. Then bring the front of your pelvis up and hug your front ribs together as you start to come on down to your hands. You want your hip points in line with your knees. So if you're not feeling a stretch here, bring your knees wider. And if you're feeling a little bit of intensity, that means you are doing this pose correctly. Get locked and loaded. We'll stay here for about a minute. And to come out of this pose, if you have the room, you can flop forward onto your tummy and then start to wiggle your knees in. There's no real cute way to come out, but it can help. Let's take one final inversion. So shoulder stand with your hands at your low back, reaching your legs high. Inhale the front of your pelvis to your chin and the tailbone up to the ceiling. Reach out super high. And then exhale, come into a cloud pose. Lowering your legs down and pressing into the ground behind you. If you have your feet on the ground, you can release your hands down for more of a stretch. If they're still in the air, please keep your hands at your low back. And bring your knees to Deaf Man's Pose. Move all the way onto your back. Take a supine twist if you feel you need that to complete your practice. And otherwise, come right in to our final Shavasana. We'll stay here quiet for a minute and all come out together. With your fingers and toes. Bring your arms up for that good morning type stretch we do. Wiggle side to side. Feel those long side bodies we've been working. Then roll on to your right side or left side. Take a moment here to appreciate yourself and all the work you've done. And keeping your eyes softly closed, press up to a seat. Thank you for practicing with me again this evening. Inhale your thumbs to your third eye center. The light in me bows to the light in each one of you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Question for P. Doggins, come here. Show them you're still here and that's your ball making that noise and not me being weird.
I can't believe how sweaty I am.
Yes. Well, that's the goal, isn't it?
Oh my gosh. My hair is dripping.
Yeah. Woo, my mascara is running. I wore mascara today.
Not like
Weird.
I would anything.
Weird. Colorado makeup? Who knew? Anyways,
All right,
love you guys.